Public choice theory takes the same principles that economists use to analyze people's actions in the marketplace and applies them to people's actions and decision making. According to Jane S. Shaw, an economic theorist, economists who study behavior in the private marketplace assume that people are motivated mainly by self-interest. Although most people base some of their actions on their concern for others, the dominant motive in people's actions in the marketplace, whether they are employers, employees, or consumers, is a concern for themselves. A very clear example of public choice theory can be taken from the presidential election of 2016. People will vote for the candidate that will help them make and keep the most amount of money. Trump's plan to get the economy back on track was to have large tax cuts, reducing regulation, and renegotiating trade agreements. Clinton proposed increased government spending, raising the federal minimum wage, and raising taxes on upper-income Americans. Part of the Clinton spending plan was to create a debt-free college plan which would drop tuition for a certain financial group. Students would pay their tuition to the Federal Department of Education, creating a financial disaster. From this, the universities would raise tuition, knowing the government would pay for it. Trump's premise is that government should not profit from student loans and favors market-driven student lending, which would remove the federal government and only involve private banks. How does public choice theory affect you as college students? Statistically, millennials tend to want more for less. For the first time since 1880, more 18 to 34-year-olds live with their parents rather than getting married and getting out on their own. While in theory it sounds great to live rent-free and get free tuition, what we all need to remember is that nothing is truly free. Someone has to pay for it. Whether we pay now or later, in the long run, any subsidized government program will cost the American people. We have an opportunity to change the face of government through our choices. It's in our best interest as students to take public choice theory into consideration.